Hey guys, my name is Danny and I'm your life and relationship coach. And today I wanted to talk about the power of silence during a breakup. This is a topic that I get all the time. I get questions about this in my emails. This comes up frequently in my one on one coaching sessions. And it's something that seems to be difficult for people to wrap their heads around. And I understand, right? I'm empathetic to that fact because when you are going through a breakup, if you are watching this video, if you are coming to us, it's because you're wanting to get your ex back. You're wanting to repair the relationship. You're wanting to bring back a sense of normalcy, right? And most people's inclination is to fight and try to grab on tighter to what it is they're losing. But it actually can cause you to lose your partner because you're pushing them further away. The tighter you hold on, the more you're suffocating them, the more you're suffocating your ex. So it may seem counterintuitive, but really just kind of letting go and going into a phase of silence can be the most effective thing that you can do. But on a level of self-control, it is incredibly difficult to do because you feel the need to fight. You feel the need to do something. I'm not being useful right now. I'm not fighting for this relationship. And I think what we have gotten stuck, the notion that we have in our minds, it's a little bit romanticized, right? So it's this Romeo and Juliet, like if I really want this person, I'm going to fight for them and I'm going to show them how much I love them. I'm going to show them how much I want them. And that's all honorable and heroic, and in some circumstances it's necessary, right? So if there was a lot of neglect in the relationship and the partner felt like their spouse was not paying attention to them and they break up, and that partner starts to really invest the time to try to make things work and show that person that they are serious, that's a bit of a different circumstance, which is why we also recommend one-on-one coaching sessions, because everybody's situation or circumstance is different. And we work particularly with your situation to tailor a plan, a strategy. But generally speaking, silence is incredibly healthy and it's something that is incredibly beneficial, especially during a breakup period. The reason for silence is because it lets the dust settle. You know, if you did not end things well, if you're kind of in this cycle of blame, if you are raw emotionally, you can be triggered easily. And oftentimes what I find is that during a breakup period, if you do not allow that time of silence, that time to really kind of recenter yourself, a lot of things that can be said that are damaging and that you do not mean in that moment, but you are just so emotionally charged that your emotions take over, your brain shuts off, and you just kind of go. And that can actually result in you having to work even harder to repair the relationship or to get your ex back. Silence is one of the best tools that you can utilize. And it actually is you being in control. A lot of people think that they are going to lose control, right? And people have issues not talking to their partner because they feel like they are no longer in control of the situation. But change your mindset, change your perspective on that, right? Going into a period of silence is actually you exercising control. It's you exercising probably the most control you've ever had to exercise in your life. So give yourself kudos for that, because it is not easy to do, but if you are able to do it successfully, you will reap the rewards of that. So one of the primary forms of using silence during a breakup is something that we call a no contact. And in that no contact phase, it is really just about working on yourself and allowing, like I said, the dust to settle. And this is usually when I recommend utilizing something that I say to my clients all the time, and something that I created, which was the 3 R's. And the 3 R's stand for reevaluation, reinvestment, and reinvention. So you reevaluate your situation. You figure out what the issues were. You get to the core, to the root. You ask yourself the tough questions to really try to figure out what happened and why the relationship fell apart. The second part is the investment phase. So you reinvest in yourself. You do the things that you've been wanting to do for a long time. Maybe you start to work on your physique. Maybe you start to work on your diet. Maybe you start to work on your mental health. So you start to meditate, you start to write, you start to journal, you start to do whatever it is you need to do in order to start to feel like a whole and complete person again. Because oftentimes what I find is that people who end up breaking up is because there has also been a sense of loss of identity. So really kind of getting your identity back and understanding how crucial and important that is in order to be able to maintain and sustain a healthy relationship. The final piece of that is the reinvention phase, right? So you are a new and improved version of yourself. After you have put all of this work in, right, and you've invested in yourself and you've done all the things that you need to do to be able to feel like you are aligned mentally and emotionally and physically and spiritually, then you're the 2.0 version of yourself, right? And this is really where the attraction comes into play. But again, this is what I'm saying. So utilizing that silence well. Oftentimes I find that people just kind of sit in the silence and they let themselves, go into this really negative mental place. And I understand that, there is going to be a period of grieving. There's going to be a period of really mourning the loss of the relationship because you're mourning a piece of your life, something that you grew accustomed to, something that you love. But at the end of the day, if you hold on to those negative emotions, you're not going to be able to move forward and you're not going to be able to develop and grow, which is really what we need in this period in order to reattract your partner. So utilizing silence is probably one of the best things that you can do in this circumstance. A lot of people have trouble starting in the reinvestment phase, right? Because they don't really know where to start. So if you want to really kind of dive into yourself and become more self-aware and conscious of your emotions, I have created an amazing product that you would be able to find on the Happily Committed website. It's under the tab that says product, and it's the self-awareness training. It gives you the steps in order to start to really dive in deep and get to know yourself as an individual. There's exercises on there. There's activities that you can do in order to really kind of feel like you're progressing in your own self-development and your own self-growth. So if this is something that you feel like you really need, I highly recommend this product. I guarantee you that it's going to change your perspective. It's going to change your life, and it will help in shifting the dynamics of your current reality to help you get your ex back. If you guys liked or related to this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So if this is something, again, that you related to, or maybe you feel like I may have missed something, or you've been through this situation, I would love to hear from you. What worked for you? What didn't work for you? Maybe you have a couple of tips yourself that you were able to utilize that worked for you. I'd love to see all of that stuff. So make sure you put it in the comment box down below. I love reading it. Maybe you just want to dive in a little bit deeper. You want to know a little bit more. You can visit us at happilycommitted.com, like I said before, and we have a ton of articles and blogs and videos related to this subject and many other subjects as well. And if you want to book a one-on-one coaching session with me, if you feel like your situation is very particular and you need help or support through that, please feel free to book through the website. I would be more than happy to support you through that. You can also book with any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. Hope you guys are staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you guys soon.